Hi there, my name's Diane Wittry, and I'm the conductor of the Allentown Symphony in Pennsylvania. And every single year we do concerts for all the students throughout the region. This year I decided I wanted to do a concert where everyone would come and bring instruments that they had made at home. I thought this would be a really fun idea. And then I thought, well, I wanted a piece that they would actually participate with the Allentown Symphony playing on their instruments. But there's no piece written for that. So I thought to myself, well, maybe I could write a piece. And I started thinking, what type of musical ideas would I use in this piece? And I wanted to divide the families of instruments into where they are. So we have the brass family, the percussion family, the woodwind family, and the string family. And I wanted to feature them somehow in this piece. And so I started thinking about it, and then I got kind of busy, and I had to go to this meeting in New York. So I went to the train station.
So I'm sitting here at the South Orange train station waiting for my train to go to my meeting in New York. And I started thinking about the piece again, and I got this idea. So I looked in my bag and I found a napkin, and I started jotting down ideas and sort of rhythms and patterns that might work for my piece. I didn't want to lose this thought process. I was really getting some really good ideas and melodies for the piece. And then all of a sudden I noticed that the train was coming. I was going to have to get on the train. So I'm sitting here riding the train going to New York for my meeting, and I decided I'm going to keep working on the piece. So I pull out my napkin and my notes and a piece of paper so I can really work on it. And I start transferring all my little markings and writing for strings and woodwinds and percussion. Just getting the rhythms down so I have something to follow. Meanwhile, I can look out the window and really enjoy the scenery. It's a great place to sit to write a piece of music.
So I'm back at my house now, and I'm ready to really start working on this piece. So I've got my notes from what I did on the train, and I've got, let's see, I've got 5 pages of notes. And what I need to do now is each of these pages has an outline of what I'm going to do, and I'm going to have to now transfer it and really put it now down and write the piece. So I've got this big paper, and the big paper doesn't have any lines on it, so I'm going to have to actually put the lines on it before I can actually start writing the music on the big piece of paper. So I usually draw a line right in the middle first so I can kind of get my measures even. And I like to put 4 measures per page. And then I've got a line for every single instrument written down here. I'm going to put the music going across and see how that works out. So on my notes that I made on the train, I have a different line for each of the instruments. And I write myself little notes next to it to say whether it's the trumpets or it's the woodwinds or the strings. And then I write the rhythms of each of the different parts so you can see what's going on. And so sometimes I'll have 3 different lines written across, but it's sort of a shorthand to remind me so that when I go back and try to put it all together, I remember what I was thinking at that time, because it's really easy to forget in between if a couple days go between writing this and when I'm going to actually finish it up and put it down on the big piece of paper. So now I'm here back at the piano, and I've got to do the really hard work now. I've got to take what's in my head and what I'm hearing and feeling and thinking, and I've got to somehow get it down on the paper. So I have to write the notes down, and I have to use a very sharp pencil because, as you can see, my lines are very, very small, and for me to make the notes fit, I've got to make sure that you don't get confused if it's on a line or a space. So I have to be very careful how I'm writing the music. Now I've written quite a few pages here, and let's look at this music a little bit closer up. So in this piece, each of the homemade families of instruments, they have a part to play. And I notate it with X's for the rhythms, just like this. And it's actually going to be a card that has this rhythm on it, and when that sign goes up, they'll play. So here you see the rhythm for the shakers with just a squiggly line for everybody to shake. And then they're going to play it until that card goes down. Here's a rhythm for the drums. Bum, 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 bum. And they're going to keep playing that rhythm. And then we have a different rhythm for the woodwind instruments. They play bum, 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 bum. And they keep repeating that rhythm until the sign goes down. So everyone gets to participate and everyone has a different rhythm. So the string instruments, they have their own rhythm too. They have these 4 quarter notes like this. So it's bum, 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 bum. And they're going to just repeat that. Steady rhythm. But then I decided to give them a second rhythm so they can have a little more fun, which has 2 rests. It's this one right here in this little box. 2 rests and then 2 quarter notes. So it's rest, rest, bum, bum. Rest, rest, bum, bum. Rest, rest, bum, bum. And they keep playing that until they're told to stop. And then we also have a percussion rhythm. And the percussion rhythm is they have to play 2 different percussion instruments, a high one and a low one. So go bum 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 bum. So on the piano it sounds like this. And so every time they have their rhythm, they're going to play their instruments and you're going to play your instruments as you're sitting there in the audience. It's going to be a lot of fun. So I've been working really hard. I've got a lot of the piece written out now, but I need to go get some of those homemade instruments, and I have a box in the basement where I have some of these instruments that I built a long time ago. So I need to go find that box so we can get them out and sort of make sure they're going to work for this piece. Come on, let's go look and find that box. So I'm down here in the basement to find my box of homemade instruments. So I found this pile of stuff here. This I used in a children's concert a few years ago, but I don't need it for this one. This was part of that. Oh, and look, this was a great big music staff, but we don't need this either. Ah, look. It says on here flower pot chimes, mallets, bottles. This is my box of homemade instruments. We're going to take it upstairs and see what's inside. Well, I brought the box up from the basement. Let's see what we've got in here. You know, these are coffee can drums. You know, for the piece, the drums have a rhythm that's... The bigger one's a little bit lower. So that'll work. I've got some other percussion. You know, we have shakers. Bare chewable aspirin. It's got a few in there. It makes a nice shaking noise. You can take any bottle and put some seeds or some rice, something in it. Oh, shake. And we've got one of the ones I love is in this box, called my flower pot chimes. This is a mallet made out of a pencil with a wooden ball put on the end. You can put anything on the end. You can put an eraser. You could wrap it with some tape. Everything gets a different sound. Those are really great. I also have, these are like castanets. They're made out of those little things that go underneath your furniture, and you can put them on your finger. So we have a piece in the concert that's going to use castanets, different types. I also have, from the wind family, a panpipe. It's made out of tubing, and you put some clay or something in the bottom, or Play-Doh works really well too if you have any Play-Doh at home. With practice, I'll get really good on this instrument. And here's a string instrument. This is made out of a milk carton. And you can actually change the pitch of the instrument as you play it. So that's another one. Here's a funnel. I think this used to be on the end of a garden hose, and if you get a garden hose and you put a funnel on the end and you blow into one end, great instrument. Really lots of fun. And then we have this one. This is our milk carton bugle. It's a little tricky to play. I have to practice that one a little bit more too. Now here we have, we're going to make an instrument. We've got, this is for a Snapple bottle xylophone. And if you take a shoebox, and if you kind of cut out a place where you're going to balance the bottle, it's a little bit tricky, but I can do this. And then you got to cut out at the back end too for the bottle. Trying to make a rounder one in the back. And once you have it all cut out, put the bottle in. And you see, it's going to make a sound, but it's a lot better if it's not quite so full. So you're going to have to drink some of your Snapple. I was thirsty. And then you put this back on. Move my coffee can drum out of the way. I balance it right here. It's great. Now if I make another one, I have to cut another little slit here. If I can do that. Yeah, you have to have some sharp scissors. I got one here, and I got another Snapple bottle. If I drink less out of it, it's going to have a different sound. So I'll just drink a little bit of this one. And then when I hit it, it's going to be two different sounds. And that will work really well for my piece because there's a part that goes. And they have to do that quite often. And then we've got another woodwind instrument. Doesn't look like much. In fact, it just looks like a straw. This one happens to be from Wendy's. McDonald's straws work really good too. So I'm going to take this straw, I'm going to kind of flatten the end. I can chew on it a little bit. Take my scissors, and I'm going to actually cut a little triangle right on the end. Like that. And I'm going to blow on it. If I blow right, this will function like two different reeds, like a reed instrument, like an oboe or a bassoon. It's going to make a nice buzzing noise. There you go. So that's another instrument that you can bring to the concert to participate in the Concerto for Homemade Instruments and Orchestra that I'm writing. So I finally finished my piece for Homemade Instruments and Orchestra. It took me a long time. It's about maybe 60 pages long, but it's going to be played pretty quickly, so it'll take about 5 minutes to play this piece. It's nice because I have my name right up there as the composer of the piece, just like Beethoven or Mozart. And maybe 100 years from now, maybe they'll still be playing my piece of music. I hope so. Anyway, I'm really glad that you're all going to join me for the concerts with the Allentown Symphony Orchestra. Bring your instruments, and we're going to have a really great time playing my concerto for Homemade Instruments and Orchestra. We'll see you then.